King de Pedro V wants the Rossio square to be paved with calçada portuguesa, and you young stonemason are eager to prove your skills and earn a handsome reward. But before you begin, there are some rules that you need to know. Hi and welcome to Oli Plays A Lot. My name is Oli and today we will learn how to play Rossio, a competitive 1-to-4 player game created by Orlando Sa and published by Pythagoras. In the first part of the tutorial, I will walk you through the rules of the base game and then talk about the rules for the Nobles mini expansion and the De Maria promo card. The game also has a solo mode that I will leave for you to discover. First, let's assemble the square. Separate the top and bottom pieces. The top pieces show the player count at which they should be used. We are setting up a 3-player game, so we keep these 4 pieces. Each bottom piece shows 3 arrows, each pointing at a bonus. The side with the green dot is for easier games, and the one with the red dot for advanced games. Choose whichever side you want to play with, and then randomly pick as many bottom pieces as there are top pieces, 4 in our case. Place the unused pieces back in the box. Place the left side piece on the table, connect the top and bottom pieces to it in a random order, and then finish the square by connecting the theater to it. Place the special 3 victory points token on the last space of the last bottom tile, covering the bonus printed on it. Create a general supply of victory point tokens and coins. Shuffle the calçada tiles and create several face down stacks out of them. Draw 2 tiles and place one in the bottom left corner and the other in the top left corner of the square. These tiles cannot be alike, so keep drawing until you find 2 different ones and discard the unused tiles to the bottom of a stack. Leave the solo mode, the 4 noble and the De Maria II promo card, if you have it, in the box. These will not be used in your first game. Shuffle the 4D helper cards and create a face down draw deck out of them. Create the market by flipping 4 cards next to the draw pile. Give a player board to each player. Give 4 calçada tiles to each player and place yours from left to right on the 4 spaces of your player board. Give each player 5 cards. Choose 3 to keep and place the other 2 face up in the discard pile. Give the first player marker to the player who most recently visited the Rossio square in Lisbon. You are now ready to play. In Rossio, your goal is to amass the most victory points by the end of the game. The game is comprised of several rounds in which, starting with the first player and continuing clockwise, each player will play their turn. The game ends at the end of the round in which the square is finished, at which point the players count their points, and whoever has the most is the winner. On your turn, you will perform these 3 steps in the following order as marked on your player board. Recruit 1 helper, build a square, and refill your hand with cards and board with tiles. Let's talk about each in detail. The recruitment step is divided into 2 compulsory parts: recruiting 1 helper and activating all of them. Each helper card has 2 sides. On side A you can see the recruitment cost, a pattern, and the number of victory points. On side B there is a coin icon. There are 3 spaces under your board for the helpers. Choose any one of the 3 cards in your hand and place it in the rightmost space. In the first round, all spaces are empty, so you would simply place the chosen card here. When you recruit the side A helper, you have to pay its recruitment cost, returning the shown amount of coins to the supply. If you are unable to do so, you cannot recruit the side A helper. You start the game without money, so on your first turn you cannot recruit a side A helper, only a side B one, which does not have a recruitment cost. Once recruited, the card cannot be flipped to its other side. Now, starting from the second round, you would first have to slide all the cards to the left, as indicated by these arrows, and then place the chosen card in the rightmost space. If a card would be pushed out of your tableau, simply discard it. Then, you would activate all the cards under your player board. On your first turn, this means that you receive 1 coin from the supply. On later turns, however, you would have side A recruits as well, which grant you victory points for each time the pattern shown on the card is seen in the square. You have these 3 recruits which I placed in the square for the sake of explanation. There are 3 simple rules that you need to take into account when counting the patterns. A tile can score only once for each card. This means that the yellow pattern appears only once here, and not twice. If there was another tile here, the pattern would have scored twice. A tile can be used to score several cards. This means that this yellow pattern here counts once for this card and you earn 2 points, and once for the other one, so you earn 3 more points. The orientation of the pattern on the square does not matter. This means that this red pattern is visible here and here as well, so you earn 6 points in total. Whenever you earn points, take them from the main supply and place them next to your board, face up or face down, however you prefer. If the pattern your helper wants does not appear in the square, simply ignore it. Now that you recruited a helper and activated all of them, it's time to build a square. On your turn, you must build at least one tile, and although the more you build, the bigger reward you get, it is up to you if you want to contribute to the grandeur of the square with more than a tile or not. There are 4 tiles on your board that can be built from left to right. The chosen tile must be placed in the leftmost space of a row, orthogonally adjacent to either 2 tiles or a tile and a wall, and the theater is not considered a wall. So, this placement is correct, but this is not, because only one side of the just placed tile is orthogonally adjacent to a previously placed tile. With the exception of the first tile that can be placed next to a tile of any color, every subsequent tile must share an edge with the tile of its color. You are unable to place the next red tile because there is no red tile to which you could connect it. Luckily, you are allowed to change the position of 2 adjacent tiles on your player board for each coin you pay, as noted here, and now you can place your blue tile in the square. You pay 1 more coin to change the position of your remaining 2 tiles, and place your last blue tile in the square. Whenever you finish a column, as in this example, you immediately earn the bonus of the column, which can be one of the following: 1 coin from the supply, the chance to draw 2 cards from the draw deck and then discard 2 out of the 4 cards you have, or 3 victory points if you finish the last column. Once you're finished building, you receive from the supply as many coins as you revealed on your player board, 2 in our example. It is now time to draw cards from the market row and refill your supply with tiles. You can choose from as many market cards as the number of tiles you have previously placed, starting from the card furthest from the draw pile and continuing to right. You have placed 3 tiles, so these 3 cards are available for you. You draw a card and add it to your hand, slide the remaining cards to the left, and add a 4th card at the end of the market row. You then slide all the remaining tiles to the left, and one by one fill the empty spaces with randomly drawn calzada tiles. Your turn is now over, and the player on your left starts their turn by first recruiting a helper, then building the square, and finally refilling their hand with a new helper and their board with tiles. This continues until someone builds the last piece of the square and receives the 3 victory point bonus. You finish the round so all players have an equal amount of turns, and then count your points. Whoever has the most victory points is the winner of Rossio. The tie is broken in the favor of the player who has the most expensive recruits, and if it still persists, players share victory and play a new game. After a few plays, you might want to include the Nobles mini expansion in the game. Shuffle these cards together with the 40 helper cards during setup. When you recruit a side A noble, you don't have to pay anything, however, all of your opponents receive 1 coin from the supply. The pattern on the card does not specify any color, so you can score several patterns composed of tiles of the same color. In this example, you would earn 12 points for this noble because of these 2 patterns. This yellow pattern does not count because you already scored another yellow pattern. If you own the De Maria the second promo card and want to include it in the game, place the card next to the main board during setup with the side you want to play with face up. +1 for a friendly game or -1 for a cutthroat one. Randomly assign a tile to it. During your turn, when you score the patterns on your helper cards, patterns of the same color as the tile on the promo cards will score +1 point or -1 point. This pattern is worth 7 points normally, but now only 6 because the yellow tile is assigned to the promo card, so you earn 12 points instead of 14. If the card was on its other side, you would have earned 16 points. In the build step of your turn, you can pay 1 coin to the supply and change any tile from your player board with the tile on the promo card. And that is everything you need to know to play Rossio, designed by Orlando Sa and published by Pythagoras. If you have any question regarding the rules, I'm here to help. If you enjoyed the tutorial, you can show your appreciation by giving it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, I invite you to subscribe to it and press the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a new video. My name is Ollie, and you have been watching Ollie Plays A Lot. Until next time, have fun playing. Bye!